So what is up, folks? Kyle here, and I wanted to talk to you about wedding videography. Now, I'm a wedding videographer. On average, I book about 25 to 30 weddings per year. Takes up a lot of Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. So when I'm out in the field, I'm always taking notes of what equipment works the best for me. Now, one thing I wanted to talk to you about was some of my most favorite low light lenses, because unless you're doing some sort of wedding broad daylight that's gonna end at 3 p.m. in Florida on a sunny beach, chances are you're gonna need some low light lenses when you can't control certain lighting situations. For example, some ceremonies are very dark, just happens to be high cove, church ceilings, etc., etc. Some venues are not the best lit. Let's face it, their lighting provides ambience, warming feelings to guests. They're not concerned about photography and videography and what their needs are. It'd be nice if that was the case, but it's not. So you need to listen to this video. And here's the other catch. When you're filming the first dance or some sort of reception and it's dark as hell in there, you're gonna be happy that you watched this video, especially if you're running the Micro Four Thirds system, Panasonic, Olympus, whatever it is. I happen to use the G7 and GH5 onto my most favorite low light lenses for the 4/3 system. Now, the first one I'm gonna start off with, I'm kind of contradicting myself in a way. This is a Nikon 50mm f1.8 lens. Now, I thought you said you were going to be talking about your favorite low light lenses for the M43. I am. I've got a speed booster here. One bad thing about Nikon to M43 is that you need a mount adapter, and there are currently no mount adapters that support autofocus from Nikon down to M43, so you got to be very careful when you're selecting this stuff. So this happens to be a Viltrox NF-M43 .071, I should say a .71 reducer. I use this lens on tripods, specifically mainly for speeches, and sometimes I'll whip it out during the ceremony, or I'll go ahead and throw it on a G7 and go handheld for some reception footage. It's a great lens and a low light monster, especially with that .71 reducer, bringing that f-stop down to f1.3. Can't really argue with that. Now, my second lens happens to be Canon Lens, and this is a 50mm f1.8. I don't know if you kind of are catching a theme here. I love my 50mm, and I love my focal reducers. This is a Viltrox EF-M2. Now, if you're planning on running external non-native glass from Panasonic, I highly recommend you go with Canon, because you can get these speed boosters that support autofocus. That's huge. Now, let me say this. When I've got my equipment mounted on some sort of camera crane and I'm running around and I've got the subject in shot, I like to go ahead, I'll have my screen opened up, and boom, I'll tap the autofocus, bring them into focus, do my cinematic maneuver, and basically get the job done. Now, the third lens I'm going to talk to you about is a native Panasonic lens. This is the 25mm f1.7, and I know everybody is like, yes, we knew it. This is the lens he was going to talk about. And on top of the lens I wanted to talk about was this G7. I built a business with this G7, and I would highly recommend this combination because I've used it and been successful at it. The G7, the 25mm f1.7 lens. You can probably get into this whole setup for under 400 bucks. No joke. This lens is 150 bucks. Get a cheap $200 crane, boom, you're in business and you're making money. You make this back in 1 or 2 gigs with that level. But if you're starting out, highly recommend that combination. But let's look at some footage here from all 3 lenses that I've taken. Unlike a lot of other reviews on these low light lenses and stuff like that, I'm seeing so many other YouTubers preach about, hey, I've got this lens here, flash it around, affiliate link in the description. You never see any of their work. You don't know if they're bullshitting you. I can tell you that I've built my business using this exact equipment that I just displayed to you. And now let's look at some of the footage, and I want to just show you that not only am I showing you the equipment, but I'm backing up my claims. You're going to have low ISO. You're going to have just great overall natural colors, highlights. You're not going to have too crazy of shadows, things of that nature, and that's so important in the wedding videography field, especially if you're getting started. You can just go out and kill it and get the best footage ever all day long. But like I said, once you get to that reception hall and they start dancing and you don't have a fast lens and you can't control the lights, all of a sudden that footage just becomes grainy like this. And I mean, it's just insane. I feel so terrible for other people when I see that in their footage. A lot of the bride and groom probably won't notice it, let's just face it. But you know, the professionals do, and that's what is going to kind of set you apart from them. And I'm not saying that I'm a professional by any means. I'd like to think that I am, but I want to also say I've got a lot to learn, and I think a lot of other people do too. So that's why you're here, is to learn about these low light lenses that I've had very much success with in the wedding videography field. Let's roll this film. I'm going to kind of show you each shot, and I'm going to display the camera, and I'm going to display the lens that I'm using. I hope you enjoy these low light shots. If you found this helpful, subscribe, like. If you like the looks of any of these lenses, feel free to check out the description tab. I do have affiliate links. However, if you click on them and buy something, it's not going to cost you any extra money. It basically gets sucked out of the seller's fees, etc., etc. You're still going to get the lowest price. It just helps me support the channel, and I want it to be known that anything bought with these affiliate links is going to go right back into the channel in the form of Amazon gift cards that I can give away. Other equipment, let's face it, I've got all the equipment I need. I don't need any more. So I'd like to kind of give back to the channel as much as I can. That's one way for you to support the channel and growth, etc., etc. I'm Kyle. Enjoy this footage. Thank you for watching. If you like this, like it. If you didn't, don't tell anybody else. Peace.